Hello and welcome to our course Marketing Management Part 2. We are in week 2 and this is concluding session of this week, that is session 6. So, we are talking about product life cycle management and we have discussed a lot of facts, I mean a lot of concepts which are related with this product life cycle management. If you can recall from the previous session, we have looked into the different stages of product life cycle management, that is introduction, growth, maturity and the decline. And what we have discussed till now in the product life cycle management is some of the things, some of the characterization of the introduction stage and some of the choices a marketing manager have in the introduction stage. So, what we are going to do today is a discussion about the remaining 3 stages, that is growth, maturity and decline. Now, once a product moves from the introduction stage to the growth stage, there are some significant differences that a manager can observe or that are happening to a product in the market. That in the growth stage you will see that early adopters have liked the product and additional consumer purchase it. So, basically the early majority is start taking up the product. So, the acceptance of the product grows in the market and this is where probably the word of mouth is an extremely important thing for the product. Then you will see that as this industry or the product category shows promises, you will see the new entrants coming into the market. So, you will start feeling the heat of the competition in the market and you will see that they will be trying to expand their distribution very fast. Now, one thing which I will tell you, you can go back to our graph of our this sales and profits of product over its life cycle stage, and as you have already explained this thing, that in the initial stages your sales is not that much, but your expenditures are higher. Now, what happens in the growth stage is the sales rises faster than your expenditure and you will see that because of that your profits increases, and that is why you see that suddenly in the growth stage your profits start growing much faster than your sales. And one thing one can observe is that sales rate, the growth in the sales is faster than the promotional expenditure or any of the fixed cost. So, commonly employed strategies during this growth stages are that a marketer try to improve the product quality, as you said I think in some of the session, that the focus shift from the design and the product or the differentiation to the operational excellence. So, here it is in the growth stage. Once you enter into the growth stage, you will see that the emphasis is basically on improving the product quality and add new product features and improved styling. So, that
yeah, but even then when you add features at this stage, there is a big difference from the addition of features at the early stage.
Yes.
Here these will be all incremental features,
peripheral,
because the dominant design would have already
emerged
at this stage. Whereas in the early stage, you know, all the competitors are jostling with each other to establish their design as the dominant design. So, here it is, these are all peripheral and incremental, and as you have written, improved styling, aesthetics, color, these things come, but functional or core features are seldom altered at this stage.
Then you will see that new products or new models are basically added in the product line, so that you can reach to the different segments of the customer. You add flanker products so that you can secure the position of your core product. Okay. Sometimes you add value added features in the product, your existing product, or you bring down taper down kind of models into the market, so that you can basically avoid the competition to hit you from the top or the bottom side. Then you will see that in this stage, in the growth stage, marketers try to enter into the new market segment. So, they try to increase the penetration and they try to increase the range or the reach of their product, the distribution system is expanded. The last point I think is extremely important, that distinguishes basically the growth stage from the introduction stage, is that while your emphasis or your focus in the introduction stage is to make customer or the market being aware about the product, you first try to create knowledge about the product in the market. However, when you reach into the growth stage, you will see that since the competition has come, now the fight is not to basically the about making customer aware about the product. So, the market already knows about the product and there are plenty of options they have. Now, the basically focus is here is on the creating the preference towards your brand, and that is a basically a big shift in the marketing strategy or the promotional strategy of the organization. Then you will see that lower prices to attract price sensitive customer, and that is where a lot of company brings down basic kind of models from of their products, so that they can reach to the price sensitive customers also. Then the next stage is a basically maturity stage after this growth stage, where you will see that product almost reached to a saturation stage. The sales, as you have said, that initially it is still growing, but after a point it becomes stagnant, and then at the later stages of the maturity stage you will see that the sales start basically on a decline side. So, in the maturity stage is characterized by the over capacity, because there are too many competitors or there are too many offerings, and the demand is not rising at a faster rate or probably the rate at which it was growing earlier. And you will see because of this this over capacity or the supply being more than demand, companies or the firms start looking for the niches where they can focus. Still I mean the mass market might not be that very attractive, but you will see that there are niches where they can go, and these niches can still offer significant profitability in some of those niches if you can cater to the needs of those niches. So, there are plenty of examples in this case, like if you look at though maturity stage might not be the very right way of signifying the car markets, but you see that the kind of niches these automobile companies are looking today indicates their change in the strategy.
And in fact, as the market is growing, though there are in a country like India, which is an emerging economy, the demand for cars will continue to grow. So, it is not that it has saturated, but yet as it is progressing, you can see more and more this emergence of the niche. The
SUV
variants,
SUV,
XUV, or multi-purpose MUV, and sedan in various variants, combination of hatchback and sedan. We are seeing all of that.
All of them, coming up.
And also very interesting is that this niche marketing is very similar to what Porter talked about focus. Or
so the
other authors have talked about as customer intimacy for a very specific segment.
So,
like for example, I can say that laptops, you know, which is definitely kind of reaching a maturity stage in even in a country like India, and therefore we see niche emerging, like you know, laptop for fashionable women or laptop for working professionals, you know, which there were this whole series of TV promotion with film actresses, and where the laptop is shown
as a lifestyle product, actually
as a lifestyle product with different colors, it being very lightweight and it can be put inside a lady's handbag and so on. These are the characteristics of the emergence of the maturity stage and the niche marketing.
And as you were saying, I think the last point did talk about that Porter's generic strategies, whether you want to be a cost leader or whether you want to focus on the quality or whether you want to focus on the customer intimacy. So, these are some of the options that marketeers do try to basically adopt in the maturity stage of the product life cycle. One thing is that some of the alternatives in front of the marketeers are how can they increase the volume. So, as this formula suggests that volume is basically the function of number of brand user multiplied by the usage rate per user. So, it is like the number of users multiplied by unit use of per user. Now, the way you can grow is either you increase the number of users or you increase the usage rate per user. So, it is quite commonly seen that in mature market you will find it very difficult to increase the number of users, because the market is not expanding. So, new customers are not adding up, and snatching the customers from the competitors is not easy. So, one probably smarter way probably marketers find to quite often interesting, or probably they find it very useful, is that they try to increase the usage rate or the consumption of each existing user. So, that is where this market modification concept comes. So, I mean whether it is increasing the size of the basically what you
niche market
in the no in the not in the niche market, in the size of the tube, I mean that toothpaste, yeah.
You know, the size of the hole, so that every time you push more paste will be coming out,
yeah.
Or you actually say that it is important that you brush twice,
yeah.
So you increase the usage per user,
yeah. Or you say that that having a chocolate not only basically in the regular way, like chocolates are associated with the festive seasons and all that,
or in India people often have some kind of sweets at the end of the meal.
Yeah.
So, the chocolate has positioned itself in
Absolutely.
that segment.
Yes.
So, instead from a casual indulgence, it has become that okay, you can have as a meetha for after every meal.
Yeah. So, the usage rate they are trying to increase. So, that basically captures what happens inside the maturity stage, and the last stage of this product life cycle is basically the decline stage. In the decline stage we see that it is again its overcapacity continues. You will see that because of the intense competition people are fighting with the price cuts, and this is not a very probably good situation for a firm, because you will see that your profits are going down at a very fast rate. Now here you have the decision whether you want to continue with that product or you would like to stop producing or stop marketing that product. So, at this stage there are hidden cost of carrying weak products in your product portfolio. These are basically, you basically have to provide, the management has to provide disproportionate amount of time, because there is too much competition, there are so many problems attached with that product, and the management time is disproportionately or not if you look at the profitability of the product and the manager's time, they are not probably in the similar ratio. Then frequent price and inventory adjustment, these are the problem faced, large setup time and costly production changeover, and requires both advertising and sales force attention. So, these are some of the choices you have. So, the thing is whether you should continue with a product or you should.
But I think both Porter and some of his students have shown that even at the decline stage, clever competitors can actually make a lot of money.
Yeah. So, you have choices. I will just go into that you have choices. Either you can exit the market, but as you said, sometimes some smart marketeers will probably still stay in that market, take out the investment from that product and try to increase their profitability.
And what happens is that many competitors can exit the market.
Yes, yeah.
So, what it may happen is that suddenly there are very few people left, and then the market again becomes worthwhile for those few players.
Yeah.
Because even though the demand is shrinking, because there are less number of competitors as opposed to the growth stage, here per competitor enough business may become available to keep it sustainable. That is why we often see that there are some products they take a long time to really completely die.
And in fact, we also see that in certain cases like automobile parts and all that components, when the product has I mean is going out of the market, you will see that the components rates which are rarely available at many places, the components comes at on a relatively higher prices.
Yeah.
So, because if you have a customer base and they want that product, so marketeers can increase the price and probably try to harvest that. One thing here, the last thing I would like to emphasize here is that one has to understand the strategic importance of that product also, because if that is a product which is a sort of a product which helps the customer to come to you for other products. So, if it is a product which links the company with customers, then probably it is not a very good idea to remove that product from the product line, because that helps you in acquiring the customers, and your you can see that product as a customer acquisition cost also. Yeah.
Sure.
So, this basically these are the different thing which goes into this decline stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we complete the product life cycle concept.
And I thought that actually at this stage we can take up an interesting example to illustrate the different issues about product life cycle that we have been discussing. Also that new product, the challenges that are faced by new products, and the other point that we made in an earlier session, that this challenge is a continuous challenge. So, in today's market you can become an innovator, you can get success, but you have to be a continuous innovator to remain on top of the market. So, I thought I will use the example of these beverages, which is a very large market in India, almost 100,000 crores of rupees, and so as we all know that initially and even today the carbonated drinks they constitute nearly I think 40% of the market. Then we have the fruit juices, they constitute another 10% of the market, pretty stable these two, 50%. The rest 50% is kind of open. There is water in that segment, there is flavored water in that segment, there are milk based drinks in that segment, and there are also flavored like Limca and other, or this new emergence that happened, which is actually like lemon drink.
Traditional Indian drinks like Nimbu Pani is coming.
This Nimbu Pani is coming here, and it is called Nimbu Fresh or something like that.
And there is a product called Nimbus also.
The Nimbus, and so these are actually, they all are jostling in that rest of the 50% space. This or just normal water or milk based drinks, whereas these two kind of are 50%. This market is growing now slower. The overall beverage market in India, particularly this casual single serve, you know, which you just want to have and which is normally people consume it cold. This market is growing very rapidly. It is already about 100,000 crores, and this market is growing at the rate of about 25-30% every year. So, quite an interesting market, because $500 million worth of market is added almost every year.
So, this basically also illustrate what we were talking about, that the changes in the social trends or the awareness level or health related concern, they are basically taking the within the category, or the market is shifting from one type of product to the other type of product, which are probably seen as more healthier and traditional to the Indian culture actually.
And also what is happening is that you know, people have more money, maybe they would have just had water, now they are going in for different kinds of drinks when they are thirsty. So, a very interesting company that came in this space and introduced this paper boat. It was unique in shape, it was self standing, it had a kind of a reusable bottle, and it had a nice shape, giving it good stackability for good logistics, low logistics cost, etc. and they, in this crowded market, to distinguish themselves, they came with this ethnic theme. So they came with the drinks like jamun kala khatta or aam panna or aam ras, and they had this kokam for South India. So number of different, and their whole theme was based on emotion, nostalgia, childhood memories, and so on. Now interesting thing is that Hector Beverage, which introduced this, I think they did very well in the first 2 years. They used quite innovative distribution strategy by focusing on in-flight food and beverage, airport and station and other places, and social media for promotion. They did quite well. But now Dabur, which already had a very strong position in fruit juice market, they came, and look at this, almost similar packaging, and almost similar proposition. They are also in Kala Khatta. I mean, I was just, I picked up from the net that, you know, in case of Amul's, I'm not Amul, this Dabur's Hajmola, they have called it Hajmola Yudle, and they have 6 variants: Ajuba Ampanna, Nimbura Shikanji, Guava number 1, Jazbati Jaljira, Golmal Golgappa, and Kabhi Kala Kabhi Khatta. And look at these names, they are poised just against paper boats flavors like Jamun Kala Khatta, Kokum, Golgappe Ka Pani, Aam Panna, Jaljeera, Aam Ras, and ginger lemon tea. Now, of course, both parties are saying, for example, Dabur is saying, no, we are not actually taking market share away from these guys. We are focusing on the unorganized sector, these people standing at the corner, street corners and selling Golgappa and so on, where people are looking for some kind of chatpata taste, you know, which is a very Indian word and very Indian taste, which is a basically spicy masala taste. And they are saying that our value proposition is based on this chatpata equity, they have called it. As a brand equity, they said our brand is based on this chatpata swad. And they are saying, therefore, we are just leveraging the very strong position of Hajmola, which originally came as a digestive medicine, then it became some kind of a candy, and then it became just like some kind of a casual snacks. So they are saying we are actually leveraging the huge strength that we have in Hajmola. Now, what are these people doing? So you see here is a very innovative new drink that comes, tries to create a new space for itself, is immediately challenged by an incumbent, which is also
early leaders.
So this early leadership is threatened by an older leader from another segment, and they come in with this different price position, and very clever pricing also done by Dabur. They could have priced it a little lower than the market leader. Instead of, they actually priced it equal or higher by changing the packaging size.
The size is bigger.
Size is slightly bigger. But this, of course, is now what is the response? The point is that, therefore, you may be a leader, you will have challenge, and you have to continue to innovate. So these people, what they have done is, originally they had only one size. Now they have come up with 3 sizes. This, in fact, is a little smaller size. So this, I think, costs something like, I think its MRP maybe 30 rupees. This is MRP is, I think, 25 rupees, and they have actually also an MRP of 30 rupees. They also have something which is slightly bigger in size, and very impressive that these people have now, immediately after this threat, they have introduced, I think, 7 or 9 different flavors. I think the interesting study that you can make in your market with these soft drinks and beverages, that what are the soft drink, beverage, cold beverage consumption habits in your locality. Just look at 3-4 shops in your locality, go to a supermarket or a bazaar in your area and observe that which brands are selling in what way, and try to see in your market how this battle between Paper Boat and Dabur Hajmola Woodley, how that is playing out, who is winning, why they are winning. Talk to some people whether they have at all tried, because these are innovative drinks. We are talking about these early adopters and innovators.
Yeah.
The mainstream drinks are these are the mainstream drinks. So many people have not yet tried these. So talk about these, see who has already tried, where they tried, what happened, and then try to understand that what sells, what influences the customer's choice. Is it the flavor or is it the brand? Do people buy because there is a new flavor from this company, or do they buy because there is a stronger brand attraction, or an incumbent can create an additional brand quicker, they can get loyalty for their new product faster than an entrepreneurial brand? Make these studies. All the topics that we have discussed during this week and end of last week about this product life cycle and how new products behave, how new products are developed, what kind of challenges new products have to face, and how continuous innovation is an absolute necessity. You can explore in your own locality, going around the shops in your locality and talking to people in your locality how they are buying and why. Thank you.